Good morning. Welcome to another episode. It is 8:13 a.m. It's Christmas Eve. I literally just rolled out of bed. This is not camera tricks where I have to prepare everything first. I literally just rolled out of bed. I'm going to get my day started. And today I have an FTP test. And that's it. So we're going to eat and get situated. We're going to take my FTP test. And then we're going to start enjoying Christmas. A little bit more than I have, but we're going to really start. Like today and tomorrow is actually Christmas, so we might actually really enjoy it. So let me get situated. And I'll see you in the garage for the FTP test, because it's not going to be fun.
Okay, Miss Fargo, what the hell?
What the heck?
Okay, Miss what?
Who did have to pick up the dirty laundry?
William.
A few moments later.
Alright, so downstairs, mother-in-law's baking, brother-in-law's playing a PlayStation, Gigi's up and active in the PlayStation, watching and play-by-play commentary. Connie's getting ready to start baking whatever she has to bake, feed the guinea. It's just getting really loud downstairs, so figured I'd take a moment, come upstairs where it's quiet. Plus, I still have some wrapping to do for Connie's birthday, which I'm going to do that below screen so nobody sees what it is, even though she won't see this until after New Year's. I just figured, let me just get away from the noise, and we get to center ourselves. Not really center ourselves, like I'm not like that kind of person, like I need to center and be one with the universe. No, I just need quiet. The massive amounts of overstimulation kind of get to me sometimes, and in order to avoid reaction, just figured I'd just come upstairs and be in my quiet place, get myself mentally ready to go. What are we doing today workout wise? Well, we have one workout. We have an FTP test. It's part of a series of 3 bike workouts that we've done. First one was for the 5-second power, or 1 minute power, 5-second power, something like that. Second one was for 1 minute or 5 minute power, and this one's supposed to be for FTP purposes. You know, my 1 minute power is was okay. My 5 minute power was supposedly really good. So we're hoping the FTP test turns out to be really good as well. But yeah, other than that, so I'm gonna record the FTP test, or at least some of it, right? The struggle parts. So you guys will see me actually struggle, and I'll show you the FTP, the new FTP that we're working with this prep. I don't know what it's gonna be. I don't have an idea. I don't have a clue. I'm hoping it's better than it was. What it was, I don't remember. I think Zwift has it at like 250 something. Training Peaks has it on 240 something. So we're hoping someone would be somewhere in that region coming out of this test, because we do have like 16 more weeks of prep before we taper, going into Texas, which is about 18 weeks away from today, the day of recording this, because like I said, it is Christmas Eve when I'm recording this video. So we will see what happens. I don't know. I don't have a clue as to what's going on, but we're gonna get this wrapping done. We're gonna wait. It's about 9:15 right now, so we're going to probably be on the bike by 10, and in the garage on the trainer on Zwift. Plus, I got to get my 4-week. I don't know if today or tomorrow starts a new week for Zwift. They're doing, I don't know, they're doing like a weekly challenge. You have to get at least 1 ride in per week. I've hit my 3-week challenge already. I've hit 3 weeks in a row where I've done at least 1 ride, so I don't know if it's gonna be tomorrow or later this week where we get the fourth week, but we're gonna go for that. Anyway, let me wrap this present. It's not for Christmas, it's for Connie's birthday, which is a few days later. But let me wrap this present and I can kind of mentally get myself ready for the ride. Okay, we're ready to ride. We've got the kit on. Ready to go into the garage for our 90-minute FTP test. It's a 90-minute ride. It's only a 20-minute test, but there's like a warm-up and, you know, height and cadence reps and just trying to make sure your legs are fresh so that when you hit that 20-minute piece where you're getting that test done, your legs are good, primed, ready to go. So let's head in the garage. We'll talk about it a little bit more in depth with as far as like the specific details of today's ride, and then we will knock out. We'll get some footage of the rest of the day because we got Christmas Eve at Kenzie's boyfriend's parents' house, and we, like I said, you know, like I saw earlier, Connie's brother's in town, Connie's mom's at the house, so it's pretty busy for us, a lot busier than normal than what we're used to. So there have been times already this morning where I've been overstimulated. And I just, you know, just to avoid being the party pooper, as they call it, I've gone upstairs and just kind of separated myself to a more quiet place, so an escape. So that's what my office was for. That's why I was up there before. But yeah, so we're gonna go into the garage, knock out this ride, and hopefully, have a good FTP to start prep. Okay, so we are in the garage. As you can see, my bike workout space has been greatly reduced to just that. I have enough room to ride the bike, and that's about it. I can't go much left, I can't go far right. I don't have a lot of space, but then again, when you're on the trainer, do you really need a lot of space? No. So we're gonna get ready to get riding. I have Zwift on a computer right in front of me. As soon as I start riding, I will turn that fan on. But let's go over today's ride. Today is my third of 3 tests, like I mentioned earlier. This is our FTP assessment. I think we're going for the 20-minute power block. So why is it a 90-minute workout if you're only going for 20 minutes? Well, we want to get our legs warmed up. So we do a 20-minute warm-up in zone 2, which is basically spinning 148 to 172 watts. And now this is all based off of my previous FTP. Now, if there's a new FTP today or after this test, then we will change all these zones. But for now, this is where we're at. Then we're going to do 3 by 1 minute at a high cadence. So high cadence, 100 plus RPMs at 135 to 258 watts. Wattage doesn't really matter as long as I'm spinning. The goal is to keep 100 plus RPMs on the cadence for the whole minute. And then we do a 3-minute recovery after each minute in zone 1, so I don't have to worry about spinning high. I can recover. Then we go into a 5-minute section in zone 1 at our targeted 111 watts. Now for most of this, so far up to this point, I will keep the trainer in erg mode so that I don't have to worry about controlling the power, because it's such low power that it's really hard for me to kind of even move my legs and get that low of power. Then we do a 5-minute kind of opening up effort where we hit 5 minutes at 220 to 258 watts, keeping that around 85 to 90 RPMs. Then we do a 10-minute recovery at 160 watts, and then we hit the 20 minutes best effort. The wattage here is just a guide, but it says, you know, 246 to 308 watts. Basically, we're going to break this up into 5-minute chunks. We're going to start around 240 watts, and then every 5 minutes, we're going to increase the pace to where I can hopefully crush 5 minutes, a little over 300 something plus watts, and that'll hopefully, you know, we'll have a new FTP at the end of it. I don't know. And then there's a 15-minute cooldown at zone 1, which I will put it back in erg mode. The only thing I won't have in erg mode is that 20-minute block where it's kind of your best effort. Am I going to stick to that whole start off at my FTP 240 and then go up? I'll probably not. I'll probably keep it a little 240 to 260, and then we'll increase it from there based on how my legs feel. Usually the last 5 minutes is gonna absolutely suck, and I've experienced that. I've done that. I don't love this FTP test. If I had my choice, I would do the ramp test. I just like that one. It's a little bit more direct. You know, you do your warm-up, and then you increase your watts every minute until you can't hold that wattage anymore. And then your legs are cooked, and based on the last wattage you held, it can determine, you know, where your threshold is. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this spin, and that'll be that. So we'll see you for the at the end. Maybe you'll see clips. I'm gonna try to get clips of this. It's a 90-minute test, but we'll see. Maybe during the recoveries I'll hit the record on the camera. I don't know how I'm gonna work this when I'm by myself, but I don't know how these other YouTubers do this, where they record like a long ass workout in stationary positions. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We're done with the 100 RPM session. We're now in just a little bit of a spin. 5 minutes at 115 watts. Legs are feeling okay. We're gonna keep it in erg mode for this, just because 115 watts is really, really light. Like I'd almost have to be in no gear to do this. So 5 minutes here, then 5 minutes at a hard wattage. I think the thing has a 250, and then we 10-minute recovery before we go into the 20-minute FTP portion. Well, that was absolutely brutal. Like one of my athletes said when she did this test, I'm horrible at power management. So the goal was every 5 minutes increase power. The problem was after the first 5, my legs were basically spent. So while I'm trying to maintain my goal, I couldn't. My quads were just exhausted. That's kind of why I like the ramp test, because you don't have to manage your power based on time intervals. It's 1 minute. Every 1 minute, it's going to go up another 20 watts. And when you're done, you either couldn't maintain that wattage for the 1 minute, or you just stop because your legs are spent. And it utilizes that and says, okay, this is where he ended up, or she ended up, whatever. And that's around your FTP. So, over 75% of that is your FTP. So, Got about 11 and a half minutes left to cool down, and then I'm done. I don't think it's gonna give me a result here. So when Dom says what the result is, I'll report back. See you in a bit. Okay, so I decided to come upstairs and look at this FTP thing before waiting for Dom. I Googled how to do it, so I'm gonna look it up now since I can analyze my workouts. But I'm gonna look at my numbers and see where I'm at. Okay, so the way to find FTP off this test with the 20-minute block is you look at the 20 minutes and you take 95% of your average power from that 20 minutes, and that's your FTP. So we're gonna find that 20-minute block. Let's see where it is here. Right there, that's a little off. So let's re-drag that to about there. That looks a little bit better. Average power, 219.5. So 219, we'll say 220 is my new FTP. And unfortunately, my FTP every time I start a new training block, my FTP drops. So like last time my FTP started at like 240 something or 250 something and then dropped. And then before that it was like 260 something and then dropped. And like I ended St. George prep at like a 280 FTP, and then a month later it dropped to 260 something. And then I got done with Chattanooga, and then I took like 2 months off, and then I started training for Gulf Coast and it was like 240. Like, how does my FTP keep dropping even if I'm lifting weights and getting stronger? I'm riding these power rides. I can push this much wattage on a power ride. You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't like this 220 or 219, whatever hell they're gonna set it at. I know Dom and Helen did the same thing today. I'm sure we're gonna talk about this because I don't like this at 220, but it is what it is. I've got to go run some errands to get some things that were missed at the grocery store. The grocery stores are open till about 6 tonight, so we'll go run some errands, make sure that's acquired for tomorrow's dinner, because we're going over Kenzie's boyfriend's family's house today, but we're still making our traditional Christmas Day dinner tomorrow. There's some things that are missing that we didn't get yet, so go ahead and get that, grab a couple other things, and really just trying to get out of the house at this point. You know, with the amount of people in the house, I'm not used to my brother-in-law and my mother-in-law being here, but with my brother-in-law, my daughter Gigi is super excited because they're very close. So they're rambunctious and loud, and you know, just to avoid to not insult anybody or get pissed off, I'm just gonna vacate the situation like I did this morning, and just kind of, you know, keep my head clear and so on and so forth. Plus, it'll give me a chance to just kind of be with myself and mentally calm down. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go to the store, and then like I said, you'll probably get clips of the rest of the day. It's gonna montage out. I'm not gonna close out. We'll montage. We'll get, like I said, we'll get a couple quick clips, and then it'll fade to the exit screen.